In March 2003, Swedish police entered an apartment in Gothenburg and uncovered a brutal scene. 31-year-old Veronica Lin and her neighbor had been killed. Investigators identified a primary suspect, Veronica's estranged husband, Chinese billionaire Lin. The couple was in the middle of a bitter dispute over their divorce and the custody of their young son. Police compiled a 4,000-page investigation report. Their primary theory: Lin hired an assassin who killed the neighbor by mistake before finding Veronica. Forensic teams recovered the suspected hitman's DNA from a bloodstain left on a sofa inside Lin's hotel room. Even with this evidence and a clear motive, the investigation stalled. By the time police linked the DNA to the crime scene, Lin had already flown back to China, where his wealth acted as a barrier against Swedish law. Sweden and China do not share an extradition treaty. This meant Swedish authorities were legally powerless to force Lin to return and face a trial. Back in China, Lin seamlessly reintegrated into high society. Using his family's ties to a real estate conglomerate, he rebuilt an empire from Dalian. Limited by these borders, the Swedish police took the only administrative step available. They issued a global Interpol red notice. When significant capital is protected by national borders, a murder investigation can effectively be frozen. A suspect simply has to stay home. 10 years later, in 2013, Lin was vacationing in Koh Samui, Thailand, with his second wife. She was his former secretary, and she was suddenly found drowned in their villa pool. Lin claimed it was an accident. However, the autopsy shattered that story. Medical examiners found compression marks on her neck, proving she had been strangled before entering the water. Thai police issued a murder warrant, but local laws allow Lin to post a 1 million baht bail. He was released from custody while the investigation continued. Instead of waiting for a court date, he used that window of freedom to leave the country and return to the safety of China. In many jurisdictions, capital can be used to buy temporary freedom. For someone with Lin's resources, a few days of freedom is all it takes to cross a border and reset their legal protection. His movement was finally restricted in 2014. While transiting through a UK airport, facial recognition technology flagged him against the Interpol red notice, and police took him into custody. He was extradited to Sweden to face the 2003 murder charges. In the first trial, the prosecution succeeded. A jury reviewed the evidence and sentenced him to life in prison. That conviction was soon overturned due to a procedural error. A jury member leaked confidential information to the media, violating legal protocol and forcing the judge to void the verdict. During the retrial, his defense team highlighted the missing hitman. They argued that without the actual killer present, there was no proof of a payment or a direct link to Lin. The court acquitted him based on reasonable doubt. He had successfully used bail in Thailand and procedural technicalities in Sweden to avoid 2 separate murder charges. The case remained stagnant until 2021, when a Swedish documentary titled Veronica and the Chinese Millionaire aired. It focused on Marcus, the son Lin had essentially abandoned after the murder. In the film, Marcus addressed his father directly, asking a single question: "Who am I in your eyes?" This chart shows the exponential spike in data traffic across Chinese networks after the film's release. Clips from the documentary went viral, generating millions of views and creating intense public pressure on authorities in China. While legal systems are slowed by wealth and borders, a victim's family can use public attention to force a dormant case into the light. In 2024, 21 years after the crime in Gothenburg, authorities inside China arrested Lin for murder near his corporate offices in Shenzhen. Under Article 7 of the PRC criminal law, China can prosecute citizens for crimes committed abroad. A foreign acquittal doesn't stop a domestic trial. Now, Chinese and Swedish investigators are actively exchanging the forensic evidence collected 2 decades ago. Wealth and borders created 21 years of delays. But as technology and international cooperation evolve, the world becomes smaller. The protection provided by capital eventually fails, proving that even a 20-year lead is not enough to outrun the law.